Lucille Ball's final interview remains one of the most emotional and unforgettable moments in television history, a heartbreaking glimpse into the vulnerable side of a woman who had spent her entire life making the world laugh. Known as the unstoppable red-headed force behind I Love Lucy, Ball was a pioneer, a trailblazer, and one of the most beloved figures Hollywood ever produced. But in her last major sit-down interview, filmed only months before her death in 1989, Lucille's tone was markedly different from the cheerful, quick-witted persona fans had adored for decades. Her voice was softer, her energy more subdued, and her eyes carried a heaviness that suggested years of silent pain. She spoke candidly about her life, her career, and the legacy she hoped to leave behind, and for the first time, viewers saw a Lucille Ball who was not performing, not cracking jokes, but reflecting on the cost of a lifetime spent under the spotlight. When the interviewer asked about I Love Lucy, Lucille smiled, but it was a fragile, distant smile. She acknowledged the show's impact and said she was proud of it, but then admitted something few had ever heard her say. She confessed that behind the laughter, she had often felt lonely, overwhelmed, and pressured to keep producing the magic people expected from her. She spoke about the late nights rewriting scripts, the endless pressure to be funny, and the emotional exhaustion that came with trying to maintain a perfect on-screen marriage while her real one crumbled behind the scenes. For many viewers, hearing Lucille speak openly about the pain of her marriage to Desi Arnaz was heartbreaking. She didn't blame him, nor did she speak with anger. Instead, she described their marriage as a beautiful dream that slowly destroyed itself. Her voice trembled as she acknowledged that despite the heartbreak, Desi was the love of her life, and always would be. Another deeply emotional moment came when she spoke about aging and relevance in Hollywood. Lucille admitted she felt forgotten by the industry she had helped build. She said that the world had changed, comedy had changed, and she wasn't sure people still needed her the way they once did. Hearing the legendary Lucille Ball express self-doubt and vulnerability shocked viewers who had always seen her as unshakably confident. Even the interviewer appeared visibly moved, gently telling her how deeply she was still loved by millions. Lucille's response was a quiet, "I hope so," followed by a long pause that brought many in the studio to tears. She also addressed the deaths of close friends and colleagues, including Vivian Vance, who passed away in 1979. When Lucille spoke about Vivian, her voice cracked with grief. She described their friendship as one of the most important relationships of her life and admitted that losing Vivian felt like losing a sister. She said she missed having someone who understood her without words, someone who shared the incredible journey of I Love Lucy from the inside. It was a rare and beautiful moment of honesty that laid bare the depth of her loneliness. Toward the end of the interview, Lucille was asked what she wanted to be remembered for. Her answer left the audience silent. She wiped away a tear and simply said, "I hope people remember that I tried. I tried to make them laugh when I couldn't laugh myself." It was a confession so raw, so human, that even the crew members behind the cameras were reportedly crying. Just weeks later, Lucille Ball passed away at the age of 77. When the interview aired after her death, it became clear why it had been described as her most emotional moment. It wasn't just a farewell. It was a final unveiling of the woman behind the legend. Her words, filled with regret, gratitude, love, and lingering sorrow, left an entire nation in tears and sealed her legacy not only as a comedic genius, but as a deeply human soul who gave the world everything she had.